Margaret Court joins us live now from Perth. Margaret, thank you very much for joining us today. Are you surprised by the reaction to your open letter?
Well, yes, I guess there's been a lot out on Facebook, but it's a good thing. I don't sort of look into Facebook. I've sort of heard about it, but I think I was putting that letter out to a man who wrote a letter, Stuart Ballantyne, who put that out and having a go at Alan Joyce because he's using Qantas as a platform to push and to intimidate where, with banks and with companies and with different people that are not agreeing. And I really was putting that out just to say, well, I agree with him in what he's doing at this time.
But the intimidation factor I don't quite understand. I mean, what is wrong with the CEO of a company like Qantas expressing support for a position that has overwhelming majority support amongst the Australian public and hence his customers, his staff, and probably his shareholders? Perhaps
that's where I don't agree with you, because there's very many people in this nation, just normal people out there, farmers and mums and dads, and I've been married for 50 years this year, and I think, I may have been a tennis champion, but even as a young person, I'd agree that marriage is between a man and a woman. If people read
Margaret,
the first
I appreciate that might be your view,
can
but
I just finish?
Can I finish? I need to pick you up on this point though, because there is polling suggesting that 62 to 64% are in support of this. So you can have your view, but you can't change those facts.
But that's their statistics, but our statistics is not like that. And I think if people read the first 2 chapters of the Bible, they find out why I stand and believe what I believe, whether I was a minister or not. God ordained marriage between a man and a woman, and that a child should have a mother and a father. And I think anything that Christians or non-Christians say about marriage at the moment, they are being bullied and they're being intimidated. And I think we do have a view. We're not being allowed to say why we really believe that marriage is between a man and a woman. And I have nothing against homosexual people. They can lead their life, but don't touch marriage. And
Margaret,
it's
if I could just interrupt,
and it's very precious.
Yep, I get all that. But Margaret, how do you think it feels?
I don't think that is funny, you see. And,
no, I don't think you and I agree on a lot of things, including what's funny. But
I know.
Also,
I know.
I mean, do you understand how hurtful it is for LGBTQI Australians when someone of your stature sort of actively promotes the idea that they're not equal to you, that you're better than them and deserve more?
They can lead. I don't agree with you on that. I'm not saying I'm better than them.
But you deserve marriage and they don't, is what you're saying.
Between a man and... Well, it is, because it's in the Bible. And my values, even as a little girl and being brought up, was that marriage was between a man and a woman. And because the Bible says it, and it's in the beginning when God created man.
I'm not a Christian person. So why should I have to live by what's written in the first 2 chapters of the Bible?
Yeah, but you know what? Many Christians, non-Christians, agree with me that are out there, the farmers, just ordinary people, and we only hear from the people. But at the moment, it's like nobody can say anything. We're getting persecuted. We're getting bullied because we do have free speech.
Yeah, but what
also.
you can't argue with is
very much
the suicide rate of the LGBTQI community is way out of whack with the rest of Australia. So if anyone's being bullied or suffering trauma from this debate, surely you can't argue that it's white heterosexuals.
Well, I think a lot of it, if you do statistics, 92% are been abused or something's happened in their life. And, if you read some statistics around the world...
But you don't like statistics, Margaret. We just showed you some. You didn't like them.
No, that's all right. But I think that, children, I think we need to know that a thought can change a life also. And I think what we think on from a young child is very, very important, even with this program in the schools. I think you become an it or a we or a they. I think it is we need to know the God way also, and many children don't know.
Okay, Margaret, let's move on. Tennis Australia have distanced themselves from your comments, and Casey Delequa today tweeted saying, "Enough is enough, Margaret." Would you understand if current gay tennis players refused to play at Margaret Court Arena?
Well, I have nothing against Casey, and she can lead the life she wants to lead, and I like her as a person. I have nothing against her. I think it's very sad that they're bringing my tennis into it. This is why I say it's becoming a bullying from the homosexual gay side of people. They're now bullying us to think that we have to think like them, and I have my rights to say that I love them. I've got nothing against them. I've got nothing against any people of any kind, and I just are saying that marriage is between a man and a woman. It is a covenant in God's eyes, and it's a covenant which is very, very precious. And, I think we need to look at that.
Margaret, just quickly for the record, I grew up on a farm. I know a lot of farmers. You've referenced them a few times. And the greater majority of the ones I know are pro-gay marriage. So that settles the farmers for us. Now, how would you feel, though, Margaret, if they changed the name? I mean, it's glorious arena. How would you feel if they changed the name of Margaret Court Arena?
Well, I like what Malcolm Turnbull said on 3AW today. He said he did not support the calls to rename the arena. Whatever people may think about Margaret Court's view on gay marriage, she's entitled to have them, and she's entitled to fly on whatever airline she likes or not. She's one of the all-time greats, and the Margaret Court Arena celebrates Margaret Court, the tennis player, he told the radio station. Well, I agree with him. I don't think you should bring my tennis into it. And I have my views, and I can express my views just like gay people expressing their views. And I think it's important that we do have that freedom of speech.
So you'd be disappointed then if they changed the name?
Well, I don't think they should, and I don't think most of the public of Australia think they should.
All right, Margaret, thank you very much for fronting up and speaking to us tonight.